Hey everyone, it's Carly at the Place for Children with Autism. We're back on our expert series, and today we're here with Myra. Hi, Myra.
Hi.
So Myra and her team, Myra is the secretary of PECS, which is Parents of Extraordinary Children. They're a support
Correct.
group located on the southeast side of Chicago. They have a lot of really great resources. We'll overlay their Facebook page at the end of this. And what we've done is Myra talked to a bunch of parents and just got a ton of different questions for a BCBA's point of view and from a parent's point of view, because Myra has a child with autism, a 10-year-old, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So we're going to go over some of those questions. We don't have time to answer all of them, so we'll attach a PDF document that does answer all of the questions from my point of view. And I'm a board certified behavior analyst, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so our first question is, how do we keep kids busy when there's so much downtime?
There is so much downtime right now. And feel free to jump in with what you do too, Myra, but I just think
Okay.
a structure and consistency and having a good idea of what you're doing every day is really important. So we're going to wake up, we're going to have breakfast, we're going to brush our teeth, then it's work time for 10 minutes, break time for 5 minutes, and going back and forth between preferred tasks for your child and non-preferred tasks. Did you have any strategies to add to that?
Yes, I actually do have a board with activities and the things that my son has to do during the day, because I know that in school, that's what he does. He follows a schedule.
Mm,
So he has a schedule from the minute he gets up, what he's supposed to do, then what's next. And then when he needs a break, I write down break. This is when you're going to get the break. Then
perfect.
we're going to work. Then we're going to have lunch. Then you'll probably get another break, but it won't be as long as the first break. But yeah, that's what we do, so he knows what's expected. Otherwise, he himself runs into getting anxious, not knowing what's going to come next.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And so our next question that kind of follows the first is, do you have any recommendations to assist with remote learning in terms of
Mhm.
keeping children engaged?
Yeah, remote learning, this is a new platform of teaching. And I think the first one is to not expect that our kids are going to sit in front of the screen for remote learning for an hour. I think that's a good long-term goal, but for right now, let's focus on really small increments. So maybe 5 minutes. And the child, you have a timer up, Myra, and I were talking about this before. Timers are super helpful. Have a timer up. We only need to do 5 minutes. Then we're going to take a break and I'm going to reward you for that. I'm going to give you your iPad or a treat or whatever your child likes. And then the next day, maybe it's 10 minutes, and the next day it's 15, but it's a slow, systematic increase in helping them get engaged.
Yes, this is really helpful, and it's helped my son to sit on the computer and do work and see the timer, that see how much time he has. And then that break is
Mm,
so rewarding because he gets to do the things that he likes the most for that time.
yeah.
And I don't have really high expectations of him completing all the work in a day, and his teachers are not expecting that either. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really good on our,
Yeah, and you bring up another good point to talk with your teachers, figure out what really is expected. They know how your child works in the academic setting more than maybe you even know. So they might have different
right.
expectations, work together for sure.
Yeah, because once you start seeing that your child cannot sit there and engage, then you're not going to have a successful learning experience, and they
Mm-hmm.
might end up with you the next day when you try to
Yeah.
sit them to work.
Mhm. And the place for children with autism, we do teletherapy, and it's the same thing. We don't expect the child to sit in front of the screen for an hour and listen to our instructions. It's slow, it's systematic. We work up to that goal.
And our last question is, should self-stimulating behavior be redirected?
That's a really great question. So self-stimulatory behavior can look different on everyone. Maybe it's hand flapping, things like that. I always say it's up to the parent, but for my rule of thumb is I don't redirect self-stimulatory behavior unless it's interfering with the child's ability to learn or make friends, or if a parent's really worried that it's stigmatizing the child. But what do you think about that, Myra? What do you typically do?
I don't redirect unless I see, like you said, it's interfering with his learning, or, to interact with other peers.
Mm-hmm.
also I try, because sometimes when they're doing so much stimming, it's because they're not really engaging in anything, or,
Yes.
just sitting there, like you think they're watching TV or they're, listening. They're not. They're just sitting or doing an activity that is not appropriate. So
Right.
they will stim. So I try to really look at that and see, okay, if he's stimming because he's excited about something, because he's really enjoying what he's doing. So
Mhm.
I redirect that. But when it's, interfering
Yeah.
with things he needs to do or a task, then I do sort of, and I don't even vocalize it. I just move his hands.
I like that. And what I do sometimes too, like especially if a child's excited, I maybe give them an alternative response to do instead. So they may be hand clapping and I'm like, "You're excited? That's awesome. Give me a high five." Right? Because that's incompatible with hand clapping. And so we're almost out of time here, but there were so many questions posed. So again, we did answer the questions on a separate document. It'll be attached. If you want to reach out to me for any questions, theplaceforchildrenwithautism.com. You can look at our blog /blog. And you can always reach PECS, which is such an amazing support group and organization. And we will overlay their Facebook page as well. Thank you,
Thank
Myra.
you. Thank you, Carly.